大家好，我是 Martin, and this is Short Stories, brought to you by the Taichung Keda Language Center. Today's short story is called The UPS Kid. It's about a young boy who makes a very special friend, his UPS driver. Are you friends with your delivery man? Probably not. But this little boy managed to become friends with his UPS driver because of a very unique circumstance. Before I tell you about it, though, I'm going to read the vocabulary and vocabulary example sentences. Then, after the story, I will read 4 listening comprehension questions. Let's begin. Vocabulary. Deliver. Deliver. The letter won't be delivered if you don't stick a stamp on the envelope. Greet. Greet somebody with. Greet. Greet somebody with. The 2 old friends greeted each other with a pat on the back. Campaign. Campaign. The group will launch an anti-drug campaign. Miniature. Miniature. There is a miniature version of that designer jacket for children. Electric. Electric. The invention of electric appliances has made our lives easier. Engine. Engine. Please have your engine shut off before I fill up the tank. Route. Route. Paul took a different route home and almost got lost. Rush to. Rush to. The firefighters rushed to the scene to put out the fire. Make one's day. Make one's day. The news of your music scholarship to the university made my day. Dream of. Dream of. The couple dreamed of traveling around the world together after they both retired. Be transferred to. Be transferred to. Neil was transferred to a Seattle-based law firm. Now, the story. A little boy gets his dream job when he was just 4 years old. Carson Knight of Colorado Springs was born unable to drink milk, and his special baby formula would have to be delivered 2 or 3 times a week. It was always the same man dropping it off, Ernest Lagaska, whom Carson called Mr. Ernie. At first, Carson would only watch Mr. Ernie drop packages off from the window. As Carson grew older, the 2 met and developed a very special friendship. Carson would rush out to meet Mr. Ernie and greet him with a big hug. A lot of times, Carson would even wear his tiny UPS uniform. This made Ernie's day every time. Carson loved the truck Mr. Ernie drove and dreamed of becoming a UPS driver. So when UPS started an ad campaign called Your Wishes Delivered, the company decided to make Carson a UPS driver. One day, Mr. Ernie arrived at Carson's home But he did not have formula this time. He had a miniature UPS van, just the right size for a 4-year-old Carson. It had an electric engine and working headlights. It perfectly matched Mr. Ernie's delivery truck. So what did Carson do? He delivered packages of treats to all his neighbors using a map he drew himself. He even had his own little clipboard that he would use to have people sign for their packages. Even though Mr. Ernie was transferred to another route, he still remembered Carson as his favorite customer. Mr. Ernie thinks that Carson would be a great UPS driver in the future because he was so friendly when delivering packages to his neighbors. Mr. Ernie taught Carson a lot about deliveries, but one of the most important things was to walk and not run when giving people their packages. What a cute story! A little boy who gets inspired to become a UPS driver. Now I'm going to read the 4 listening comprehension questions. Were you listening? I think we're about to find out. Number 1. Why did UPS deliver to Carson's home several times a week? A. The Knight family ordered a lot of things online. B. Carson's brother wanted to be a delivery person. C. His family's friend worked for UPS. D. Carson needed a special formula. The answer is D. He needed special formula. He was born unable to drink milk and had to drink a special baby formula that was delivered 2 or 3 times a week. Question 2. How did Carson feel about Mr. Ernie? A. He was scared of him. B. He didn't like him. C. He was jealous of him. D. He really liked him. The answer is, of course, D. He really liked him. It says that he would greet Mr. Ernie with a big hug. Question 3. How did Carson get his tiny UPS truck? A. It was a gift from the UPS company. B. He bought it online. C. It was a birthday gift from Mr. Ernie. D. His parents gave it to him for Christmas. Well, it's not D, because it does not say anything about Christmas. It is not C. Mr. Ernie did give him the tiny truck, but the gift was not from Mr. Ernie. And, of course, Carson could not buy something online. He is only 4 years old. No company would give him a credit card, even in America. The answer is, of course, A. It was a gift from the UPS company. The UPS company wanted to do an ad campaign, and as part of that ad campaign, they gave a toy truck to little Carson so he could play with it, and then I guess so they could take some pictures of it or something like that. Question 4. Why didn't Carson get to see Mr. Ernie much anymore? A. Mr. Ernie was assigned a new delivery route. B. Mr. Ernie retired from working at UPS. C. Carson and his family moved away. D. Carson lost interest in being a delivery man. The answer is A. Mr. Ernie was assigned a new route. Poor Mr. Ernie does not get to see his favorite customer anymore. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.